Hello and welcome to the Lumen Project. I'm Dr. Len, clinical psychologist. Today we are talking about my favorite topic, food. So cooking and sharing food is definitely a way to my heart, and I'm really excited to be joined by Michelin star chef Top Russell. Hello Top, thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
So tell us a bit about who you are and what you do.
My name is Top. I'm Chef Top Russell, and I'm the chef and managing partner of several restaurants in and around Thailand. So I have my main restaurant called Mia in Bangkok, and then I have another restaurant that I do with my parents in Phi Phi Island called Tommy's, and then this one, which is my latest venture and a very, very personal venture here, is called Soul. Seoul is my first restaurant in Phuket. I grew up here, so this is home. So it's a bit of a homecoming, closed loop for me. A huge emotional passion project for me. So, yeah, and here we are today at Seoul.
Yeah, amazing. So I guess from what I understand with Soul, it's all about kind of bringing people together, sharing comfort food. Can you tell me a bit more about your philosophy and why you set this restaurant up like this?
Yes, absolutely. So for me, Seoul is not just another business, it's not just another restaurant. It's in a very cheesy way, it truly is a love letter to the island that I grew up in. Some of the best memories I've had of my life has been on this island, whether it's, surfing with friends to really terrible waves in Kamala and, going out, sticking out of my parents' house and going out to Patong at the age of very, very young. And obviously, I went to BIS. Well, back then it was called Dulwich. That's how old I am. And yeah, but the best memories around that has always been around other people. I'm a very social guy. I'm a very active guy. Maybe it doesn't look like it now, but I was very active back then. So, Phuket, like every time I think of Phuket, even though we always have a pretty terrible rainy season, I always think of the sun. And this is why we have decided to name it Seoul.
Soul, I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And in terms of concept wise, I really thought long and hard about what I wanted to do. And, going back to the cherished memories I've had and how I wanted it to mirror my experience growing up here to really, be one for the people who live here, grew up here, who've had the same kind of upbringing as me, they would completely understand the details and the quirks of the space, whether it's integrated into design, but most importantly, when I say clubhouse.
Yeah.
Clubhouse is a very loose word. Obviously, 35 years ago, before pool villas was a normality, there were times in Phuket where every house didn't have a pool. And, the only pool you would have in a house compound would be the clubhouse. So in Thai, the clubhouse would always have its own restaurant. And all the families would gather there on a Friday night, Saturday night, after school runs, or a slow Sunday. And then if the parents were a bit too lazy, they would just eat with other parents in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And the thing I had to disclaim is the food was always shit. No offense to anyone working at the clubhouse. It wasn't a priority for them. But you had very basic Western food, Thai food. So that's what I really missed. And I know that it's a cliche to try to be a bit of everything. I know that it's a bit more difficult. It's a lot harder to market. It's a lot harder to communicate. And most importantly, it's also a lot harder to operate. You're going to get judged on different criterias all the time. But for me, the most rewarding thing is when I see a big group of 6 families. Half of them live here, half of them are traveling, and they come to Seoul because we have the luxury variety.
Yeah.
I know that luxury variety wasn't a luxury many years ago, but F&B has been so specialist in the last 10 years now. If you do a burger, you just do a burger.
Yes.
If you do a salad bar, you just do a salad bar. If you do pasta, you just do a pasta. If you do pizza, you just do a pizza. And which is great. You get a better product. The team is more focused, and consumer obviously understand the product a bit more, so it's easier to communicate and market, right?
Yeah.
But I really miss the luxury variety. So I really classify Seoul as the anti-specialist in the best possible way. And that's where the clubhouse idea comes in, because it's not a bar, it's not a cafe, and it's not a restaurant. For me, it's an open clubhouse for all those who are seeking it.
Yeah.
A refuge for an escape of your day.
Yeah.
Whether it's, you drop the kids and you hide yourself with a great matcha and a muffin after the school run. A late caffeine boost while you plug in your laptop. Gathering of friends for a late lunch before heading out into the beach clubs or post drinks
Yeah.
for after dinner. So
Yeah.
this is where I think for us, that's where we fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really feel like obviously the food is of a very, very high standard, but what you do amazingly is create this environment like a hub, a clubhouse, where you can just come and like connect like either with your family or be with other people. And that's the joy of celebrating meal times. I
Yeah.
guess in my view, I feel like we sometimes rush through meal times. We
No,
have a
no,
lunch
exactly,
break and we
exactly.
just smash a sandwich or
For me, my biggest focus for Seoul was comfort in every sense. Comfort in the seating, physically, comfort in the mental space, like the double height ceiling.
yeah.
This was designed on purpose to have like really mental comfort. You're not claustrophobic, but more importantly, like it's really spaced out. Like the reason we did a long restaurant instead of like a cubic square, even though it's a lot harder to operate. You need more staff, you obviously need more space. You need to make it bigger. It's not. Nothing has ever been cost efficient when we came to designing the place, to the demise of my business partners. Like nothing has been cost effective. Everything has been about the comforts in the diners.
Nice.
So you can come, grab a coffee, and then go. But we've had people, families who've stayed here for 2 meals, which is, for me, that's a massive compliment. I've had people who, I think the record was 4 meals in one day. I'm not joking. I'm seriously. It happened like 2 weeks ago. We had a family they were staying in one of the hotels in Laguna, and they were just like, oh, we want to get out of the hotel a little bit. We want to get out of the Laguna, and they came here one night for dinner, and then the next day they came 4 times that day.
Wow.
They came for
What a
breakfast.
compliment.
They came for breakfast, and they went to the beach, and then they came back for lunch, and then they went somewhere else. I think they went back to the hotel, and it was just a bored, so they came and chilled out here, and then just came for after drinks as well.
Nice.
So that's the record. For
Yeah.
the lovely family.
Well, this is one of my favorite places to hang out, and definitely when every day we drive past your restaurant, and my kids are always like, "Can we go to Seoul?" I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, so how old are you now?
I'm 35.
You're 35. Wow. So you're still really young. You've got all of these successful businesses. You're a successful chef. Walk me through how this passion started, leading all the way through to you being awarded a Michelin star.
I mean, so I was one of those kids, and I know a lot of kids who are in BIS can relate to this. I was one of those kids who didn't know what to do. Had no clue. I had all these, I was very terrible at school. I had really severe ADHD. I never got diagnosed.
I can diagnose you.
Like, I'm diagnosed now, but back then, they never, so for me, how the school system is programmed wasn't very suited for people like me. I just never paid attention. I'm an extremist. Why would I'm either the hardest working person in the room or the laziest. There's no in between.
Two years. I can relate.
That's just what it is. I could be the biggest bum you'll ever meet, or I could work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 months. So with that, I was very aware that I didn't know what to do. And I actually looked at hospitality as a safety net. I was like, I speak English, I speak Thai. My friends have hotels here. I'm sure I could be a receptionist somewhere, a valet, like poolside boy, I don't know. I'll have some job. And so when I moved to the UK, I had a huge reality shock. I moved there because my brother was given an opportunity to play one of the football clubs, Arsenal, actually.
Wow.
He got scouted for Arsenal for a season. And, it was a very spontaneous move. So it was quite a bit of shock for me. And living in the Isle of Wights was very difficult to Phuket. They're both islands, but it's like they could not be further apart. And that was when I was introduced into the back, because I've always stayed in friends' hotels. I was always surrounded by F&B, but I never saw behind the scenes. So when I actually had to start working for the first time when I was like 15, so I actually worked for like a few weeks illegally because I didn't have my national insurance. But it was just a few hours. It was just money for beer, basically.
At 15.
At 15. Oh God, I've been going out way before that. Phuket is not the best place for that. I'm just gonna warn you right now. And I really shouldn't be saying that on camera. But so when I started working, what I fell in love with was the camaraderie of restaurants. The camaraderie of you have 30, 40 grown adults fucking running around like headless chickens, stressing out like their lives depend on it to make pretty food, fresh food, and serve. I more than cooking, I actually love the act of hospitality. Being Thai myself and going to the UK, I love serving. And not serving in a cliche way of like the client's always right. No, serving my peers, making a cup of tea for, my coworkers, helping them out, and teaching the next generation. That the act of selflessly serving has always given me joy.
Yeah.
It has given me the biggest joy, and the act of giving has always, has been fulfilling.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. And I guess now, we do more and more virtually behind our computers and we're losing that human contact. But there's something so tactile about hospitality, about cooking, about giving your
Yeah.
your co-chefs like a high five. And I like it. It's something I'm missing a lot in my life.
For me, it's the human connection elements of this industry is the core pillar of what we do. And it does make me sad that, you have to draw the question of whether it's sustainable financially. Because obviously when you have to scale, economy of scale, you have to grow, you lose that. Like, I'm so worried that, or I'm not worried, it is already happening. I'm so concerned that the future of FME, everything will be a kiosk. It'll be a machine, you press in, there's little human interaction, and at some point, people will even make the food.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other topic for another time. We'll get to that. So that's how I started my journey in F&B. I went into a hotel, and then I was actually a server for for a while, and I only started doing the breakfast shift because no one wanted to do the breakfast shift. It was like, you dice fruit salad, and then we had a Michelin star chef take over the hotel.
Oh, wow.
So Alexis Gauthier, I was like 17 when he took over. So that's when I realized that I asked. I wrote a letter. I wore a suit and everything. And I said, can I come work for free for 2 weeks? Just to try it out. This was when I was still at school, so I didn't really still know what I wanted to do. And those 2 weeks before I graduated changed my life.
Oh, I got chills.
Yeah,
How amazing.
it was just, like I said, grown men running around making pretty food. I was like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
It's cool.
It's very like rugby. I mean, I was introduced to rugby when I went to the UK properly. We played it in BIS. We played tens. So when I went there, they were like, do you play rugby? I was like, yeah, I play rugby. I had no idea that 10s and 15s were a completely different game. I fucking got my ass handed to me. I was like I went against all the rule books, and everyone was like, what the fuck is this brown boy doing? Like, pretending he plays rugby.
Where's he come from?
Yeah, like, what? It was a huge, very embarrassing first rugby training. But then I actually became vice captain for the A team, for the first team in a year and a half.
Amazing.
And I actually played the last season as captain because he was injured. But the reason I bring up rugby is like, if I didn't play rugby, I would not be the chef I am today. The connection of peers through pain and trauma, and that deep connection is exactly like the kitchen, and it's exactly like the restaurant.
Yeah.
You go through so much hardship together, and you bond over it.
And something else I know from hospitality is you're working all the antisocial hours. So actually, I guess some of your peers in the kitchen become your actual friends.
Yeah. I mean, like, of course, close proximity, opportunity. I mean, when a lot of people say that, it becomes antisocial hours. I was one of the fortunate ones who didn't do anything else, so this is all I've known. So I've never
have any
actually
other
had
mates?
normal hours. So I'm just like, I wouldn't know.
You see your mates at work.
It's like, yeah. But look, I understand. Like I was very fortunate that I started early. I started at 15.
Yeah.
Like very few people had the privilege to do that. I would have been in this industry in this coming June for 20 years.
Wow.
It would have been 20 years as a chef and 21 years as an F&B.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've accomplished so much in those 20 years. It's crazy.
People forget 20 years is a long time. Like
Yeah, but you were
everyone.
just 15, so you know,
Yeah.
just to have the confidence to message that Michelin star chef and show up and put your, you know, your hat in the ring is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I was crazy to do that.
Well, well done
And
that
then
you
my
did.
parents, who were just sitting over there, ironically, they were like, "Why you want to be a chef?
Yeah.
Like we spent all this money to send you to private school, and you wanna fucking cut onions and carrots for a living." And obviously, it's not the same respect as it is now. And we went through a very difficult few months of talking that through. They were very against me starting,
Yeah.
but not in the sense that they were against it. They were just like, make sure you think it's true,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
university and everything, like all parents, it's for them it's like a safety net. And hopefully data shows now that that's not true. You shouldn't go into debt, and especially I was paying international student fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I started cooking, and then from there on, I went to London. 2 years later, I was invited to be on the opening team of the same Michelin star chef, and that was where I had the first taste of fine dining, and that was when like my obsession and ADHD went to another level. That's where I found that was a fucking Disneyland basically for my mind. I was like,
Yes.
wow,
Well,
we
that's
get to obsess over the 0.1%, and people pay for this shit. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
I mean, that's the benefit of ADHD, right? Is you can hyper focus
Oh my
and
God,
you can,
yes.
reach these new heights that neurotypical people can't.
No, 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 no. It was the first time in my life that I felt not disadvantage. I've always known that I was wired a bit differently, and it was the first time in my life that I felt like because I was wired differently is why I will be able to suffer through and be edge everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
I have this really toxic mentality always on.
Yeah.
And I think it really shocked my business partners here when they were like, "You work 7 days a week for 3 years." I'm like, "Yeah, it's great. I love it." And then Chanti's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess we were talking earlier about this like flow state that you can get into
Yes.
when you're cooking and you're creating, and I guess time stops, and in those moments, that's where we derive joy. At least that's what Cheap Send Me High
Yeah.
talks about. So I guess throughout the day, you're entering that flow state.
Oh, absolutely. I have different flow states. I will probably have three.
Yeah.
One, obviously, when I'm doing service.
Yeah.
I'm really zoned in, locked in. It's a trigger point for me when the ticket comes on. When the level of urgency you need, and the level of urgency you need at all times, especially when it's an all day dining. You don't have a set period of time where you're serving customers. It's all day. You're always on. The order can come at any time, and you have to be ready. And while the back end is still operating and prepping for the main kitchen, it's important that you are ready to go at all times.
Yeah.
But when you're like, a lot of people misunderstand that being a chef is a lot of cooking and a lot of creating. There's actually very little of it. The second flow state I would say is repetition, and this is the most underrated skill that everyone don't see. I always compare it to being like a musician in the easiest way, because a musician is a lot easier to see and explain. A musician, anyone can pick up an instrument and learn, just like cooking. You can cook at home, you can learn at home, which is amazing. It's a hobby, it's a passion. Anyone can get good at it. You can absolutely pick up a piano, practice for 10 years, and be good at it. But to do it professionally, it's not a passion. The transfer I would always use, you need to turn that passion into a fucking obsession.
Yeah.
Like the amount of repetition you need to stack those skills to be valuable enough and realistic enough for you to actually make an impact and it be your life's work, it's a whole nother level. The same with being a chef. It's not the actual cooking that is important. It is the mental preparation, the prep, and cleaning. I would say if you had to give my time dedication, well, not now, but before, you would spend 40% of your time cleaning, 40% of your time organizing, okay? 15% of your time cooking, and 5% of your time you would just be getting shit for something you didn't do. That is the anatomy of life.
And I actually like that breakdown because I think it relates to maybe other industries or other things, right? So we often think, right, I want to be a chef and so that means this, but actually there's always a lot more involved, and maybe just accepting that and embracing it.
You need to embrace it. You need to accept it, embrace it. You need to This is the thing that I would say about anyone wanting to enter the creative field. No one in the creative field has gotten to where they are because they were born a genius.
Yeah.
Even geniuses, they need to put in the work.
Yeah.
And you may not see it, you may don't realize it, and some geniuses are very good at hiding it, but trust me, those geniuses, those Leonardo da Vinci, the Taylor Swift, whatever metrics you want to measure, you know, the Einsteins, they put in the repetition behind closed doors that nobody sees.
Yeah.
More than you would think.
Yeah.
You know, and that is something that I want you need to earn the right to create. It's not an entitlement that you have. You know, you need to earn the right to create.
Yeah.
Even if you're from a wealthy family, even if you had opportunities that others don't. Like I'm very self-aware that I'm extremely privileged, but I also know that I'm not as privileged as others. You know,
Yeah.
I had to work 20 years in the industry to have my own business. Like there's a lot of other industries that you can do that with a lot faster, and there's a lot of other people who have worked half the time I have. And it's important to not measure yourself with anyone because that just creates toxic level of mental state that it doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that. You know, the social media with society now, a very comparative state with the attention economy as well, is very dangerous for the younger generation. You know, you're always putting the finish line closer than it needs to be.
Yes.
And then you don't accomplish what you need to accomplish within that finish line, and then you just like beat yourself up for it.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. I think,
no.
yeah, there's something beautiful, although it's hard to put all those 100,000 hours in to accomplish your success.
But that's why I think if you change the mindset of passion, passion is you do something when you want to, right? When you feel like playing the piano, you play. When you feel like cooking, you cook. That's passion, right? It's a joy. When I say if you can turn that passion into a fucking obsession, and an obsession is like if you don't really want to do something, but you do it anyways.
Because you're compelled
That is
to
the
do it.
obsession. You know, like sports people, they're it's not a passion. You think rowers want to get up in the fucking freezing cold at 4 o'clock in the morning to row? Fuck no. They want to stay in bed.
Yeah.
You know, but they're fucking obsessed with getting on that podium
Yeah.
or making it on the national team. You know, like anything.
Yeah.
At all levels.
Yeah.
And I think for me, and look, I'm only talking about chefing at the elite level.
Yeah.
I've worked in 1 Michelin star, 2 Michelin star restaurants that have now been turned into a 3 stars. And I've done 0 stars as well. And I've done cafes, and I've done bistros, and I've done corporate 5-star hotels. I've been very fortunate to have done the range. And very few chefs actually have had that exposure. So I'm fully aware that, you know, it's not a one bill fits all. But
Yeah.
if you talk about fine dining, if you talk about 2-3 star level, if you talk about, well, back then it was like 18-hour days, you know, borderline anorexia, borderline like mental and physical abuse. And if you can get through, it's like the SAS, you know.
Yeah.
And you're doing this for pretty food for very privileged people. Like any chef that thinks they're the same in the world, they really are out of touch with reality. You know, I'm very aware that we cook for the privilege, and I embrace that. You know, and we give back to the community and everyone else in other ways.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I think that it's important to be realistic about what you want. And this could be any creative field, whether you want to be a fashion designer, a musician, a DJ, you know, anything. Like the biggest trap you can make yourself is that you have earned the right to create because you're special. You're not.
Yeah.
You might be one day. You need to, you know, it's a building block, right? Life experiences, hardships, all these things are building character for you to become great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important message is if you really want to be excellent in your field, you better get ready to work.
Yeah. I don't know a single successful person who hasn't worked hard.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting a bit hungry. I'm wondering if maybe you can teach me some of your skills and we'll carry on the conversation in the kitchen. So we're going to make some breakfast. I'm very excited. You're going to show us how to make the best poached egg.
Oh.
I think everyone wants to learn how to do the perfect poached egg, not have any spiders in the water. So I'm excited.
I'll give you the cheat codes. Literally, I will give you the cheat codes.
All right, let's go.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna make a very classic dish. The reason I wanted to showcase this dish is because this dish you can get anywhere, but I'm sure that when you come have it at Seoul, you can taste the difference. So essentially it's an Benedict. So we have some black salmon, So this is a local smoked salmon brand. So they get their salmon from Norway, from French, and then they smoke it here in Phuket actually.
Nice.
So it's a locally smoked salmon. And then we have some eggs. This one is basically free range eggs, one of my favorite eggs in the country. So Tom and his wife, they have a farm in Khao Yai Noi, and they basically grow eggs, and the chickens have the most beautiful view. If you Google Six Sense Hotel, that's the view of the chicken have. They live they live on the side of the hills. So we get these like 3 times a week, every other day.
Happy eggs.
Super fresh. I thought you don't eat eggs. Pick the wrongs. So, and here we have our beautiful brioche bun. So this is super important. I spent about 6 months doing English muffins, sourdough, wheat, and this is a cross between a brioche and a Japanese milk bun.
Oh.
So it's a bit softer, and most importantly, when you bake it, it holds the hollandaise really well.
Nice.
Aerates, light, not sweet, and I think it's the perfect vessel for the Benedict. So every detail is like really, really thought out and obsessed with. And then this.
Whoa. What is that, Chef
Getting
Top?
it chefing out. So this is our hollandaise sauce. So this is the most important thing, and it's what brings everything together. This is called an espuma. An espuma is basically an aeration. You put the CO2 gas, and it aerates the hollandaise. What that does is it makes the hollandaise really light and counters the heaviness to it. And for me, I fucking hate shitty hollandaise sauce. It drives me fucking insane. It's like one of those pet peeves.
Yeah.
So, without sounding too cocky, I think it is one of the best Benedicts you can find on the island. I really do.
Yes.
And the reason I wanted to show this dish today is it showcases what we do here at Seoul. It is basically very simple things done extremely well.
Yes.
We pick the best eggs, the best salmon, the best vessel, the hollandaise, which has like 3 types of vinegar reduction. All these obsession and hidden details and hidden complexity, just so when you come here, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, you can have your eggs benny.
Yes.
So we'll do all the work.
Let's
You
go.
just show up and
Show
chill.
us how to make it.
All right, guys. So starting off with the clarified butter. So the clarified butter or ghee, very lightly spread on this. And this one basically just gives a nice aroma to the milk buns.
Nice. I love how when you cook, it's a bit like creating art or like,
I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm kidding. And then this one here is the eggs in water and vinegar.
Okay,
So
so
do
you
you
put vinegar in the water?
Yes, you do. So I'm going to tell you a secret right now.
Tell
Okay?
me.
Life is too short to cook eggs traditionally.
Okay.
So fuck that. We're not going to do that. I'm lazy. Okay?
All right.
So we have this machine, okay, which is called a water circulator. You don't need to have that machine. You can actually just, if you have like a rice cooker or a steamer, you could do the same thing.
Okay.
But that machine is best. And they're very, very cheap. And if you buy that, you can have the perfect poached eggs at home for like 1,000 baht. The one online are like 1,005, 1,008.
Yes.
And basically, I'll tell you the thing now, is 65 degrees Celsius for an hour.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And then you'll get this.
Oh, so you've boiled your egg for an hour?
Poached.
Oh.
So the science behind this is that the egg whites set at 62.8, while
Ooh, that's the perfect egg.
it is the perfect egg. While the egg yolks don't collagenate.
Oh, wow. Because I always just put my poached egg just in the water. So you part boil it first on a slow heat.
It's already poached.
Oh, it's already done?
Yeah. So then after that, you just drop it in here for exactly 2 minutes. And then this is how you get perfectly shaped poached eggs.
Oh, wow.
It's that easy.
Because we were talking before, and whenever I make a poached egg, I just put it in the water and then it just goes like a spider and
Yes.
it all
The
disintegrates.
thing about egg whites is the freshness. That's one. The membranes, if you open an egg and the egg whites are not like jelly, it means it's not that fresh. And the problem with supermarket eggs is like you don't know how long it's been stored before it gets to you. So the protein enzymes eventually start to break down, and that's why you really need fresh egg if you want to poach it traditionally. But this shortcut is what all for me is the best of both worlds. You get consistency. It's just the science. Everything we do is
Okay.
science backed, just
So-
to make life easier, but more importantly, for make the customer have the same thing over and over again.
Okay, nice. So just to recap, you put your whole egg in this water bath
Yes.
at 65
for 1
for
hour.
1 hour.
And then after you take it out, you put it in ice water to cool it down.
Okay.
And
And then you put it in, is this boiling water or is
this
this
is poaching water. So this is
Poaching water.
about 80 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
With vinegar and salt.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. So you leave it in here for about 2 minutes exactly.
Great.
And then that will heat up it all the way through.
Ooh, and I can see our brioche buns are
Yes.
nice and golden brown.
ありがとうございました。はい。ขอจานหน่อยครับ So here we are. ขอที่ตักได้ไหมครับ Which camera am I showing this to? So here we are. Nice, beautiful, toasted brioche
Ooh.
milk buns. And for me, they hold the best vessel. มาจาน So after that, it's assembly time. And this one we have some Thai water spinach, sauteed in a bit of garlic.
Yummy.
For some greens. Obviously, you need your fiber counts. So, so we go in with the brioche bun first. Really nice, really airy. You don't want to do too much to it. I'm going to plate it here first.
So were you pushing it down to make a bit of a
Yeah,
well?
just a bit of a well
Okay.
for the eggs.
Oh, this is fun. Can I get a job here? I can't really cook, but I'm liking the vibe.
So this is where you get your poached eggs perfectly.
Whoa. Oh, how satisfying. I'm actually surprised that given that it's been in that hot water for an hour, it's still so molten
Well,
inside.
it's temperature. Proteins only set at a certain temperature.
Right.
So you can leave the eggs in there for like 2 days.
Okay, amazing.
And if you don't bring it up to temperature, it will not. Will not.
I'm just indulging my ADHD. Do you feel tempted to just nibble on little things? Like I feel.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to eat a little cornichon.
Oh yeah, a little cornichon, a little
A
kippa.
little caper. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks so good. I would definitely put on weight if I worked. Yeah.
So the eggs goes in first.
Oh, gorgeous.
Okay. Then we top that up with a bit of spinach,
Yummy.
just around.
Nice. I guess there's something kind of mindful and deliberate, like, you know, when you're presenting things, it's kind of, yeah, like a real expression of love.
Yes, I mean like I said, you know, the obsession about doing simple things really well
Yeah,
is the cornerstone of everything that we do here.
yeah, yeah.
And it's just an egg Benedict. It's literally, you can get this dish anywhere in any cafe. But for me, doing it properly and making it the best that it can be with details, with effort.
Yes.
And most importantly, the thing that we do here at Seoul that we trade off, essentially what you're paying for, is time. We obsess over the vinegar, the reduction, the clarified butter, the temperature of the eggs,
The best
sourcing the
salmon.
salmon,
Yeah.
homemade brioche bun.
Nice.
Just so you don't have to waste your time doing it yourself. That's essentially it.
That's amazing.
So,
oh, salmon's my favorite.
Generous,
Yes.
generous.
We like
salmon.
generous. That's one thing I don't like about fine dining is
Oh,
having
yeah.
to go to McDonald's afterwards because I'm so hungry.
You won't have that at me, I promise you.
No, I know.
You're gonna
That's
roll
why
that
I
out.
like you.
So we're gonna plate now. I'm gonna get you do one.
Okay, I'm excited.
So make sure that your dish is always warm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
And-
really desperate to do this, by the way.
I know you will. you
Okay.
will. I'm gonna show you one. It's quite hard, actually.
Is it? Oh,
To make it
okay.
nice, it's
You
very
can do
hard.
The first one. Oh,
I have to do-
cannot leave without having a go with this. And I guess you can do this with whipped cream as well, right?
You can. But this one is warm.
Okay.
So the thing about the hollandaise is like it's really what's it called? It's really heavy. So this one just makes it lighter.
Yeah, nice.
So now we have the star of the show. The hollandaise.
Yes. And that will be for another video, making a hollandaise
Yes,
sauce.
we don't have time for that today. So you do a tester first.
OMG. Oh, so fluffy. Woo.
So then this is the holy grail. So then we have rocket, and this is what you can get.
Perfectly dressed rocket. Yummy.
So that is what you can do. So now we can get you to do the next one. ล้างยัง All right, so we'll get you to do this one here with the foam. So as you foam it, just make sure you bring it up.
Bring it up. Oh,
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Yes. Okay, so I do it here.
Yeah. and lift it up as you go. No, don't go too fast. Yep, and just hold it still. Let the foam do the work. A bit more, a bit more. Yeah. And now you
Yeah.
can dress the rocket.
I'm not sure I'm going to get a job as a sous chef, but
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll bring the vibe though. I
got
think
the
I should be
software.
quite good at front of house. Like, hey,
I think you'd be great.
welcome to Seoul. Okay, shall I dress this?
Yeah, dress this.
Okay. Are we going to get to eat this as well?
If you want, but there's eggs.
I'll just take the eggs off. Yeah, I don't like eggs. I know sacrilege, but I don't. Okay, so
There we go. All right, look at that.
yeah. All right. This is fun. Do you know, I think for me, I don't really enjoy cooking that much because I feel always so busy, and just having enough time to, you know, make a little magic in the kitchen feels really good. So when we're eating food, I know that I sometimes rush my food, like I inhale it, I get too hungry, or I'm doing something else. I'm guessing you,
I do the same.
yeah, you're so busy.
No, it's just you know, I haven't really gifted myself with slow moments, and it's something I'm working on. It is on my agenda to just be present in the moment, to enjoy,
Your
take it
mindful
in.
eating.
You know, I think the always on and wanting more culture of progress, you know, where you're always moving the finish line further and further, the next thing, the next list, the next task, the next achievement. You know, I do stop sometimes, and I have moments to myself, like when I'm on a plane or traveling or on a boat where there's like no signal, no noise, and I'm like, what for? When will it ever stop? So that is where I really slow down.
That's something you're working on. Is
Working on, yeah. At least I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
You know, at least I'm aware of it.
And especially if you take all this time to make this perfect dish, really stop and enjoy it. That's
Yeah,
like
of
smelling the
course.
roses in life, right? Stop and
Exactly,
smell the
exactly.
flowers. Okay, enough chatting. I'm hungry. Let's
do it.
eat. Okay, bon appetit.
Bon
Oh,
appetit.
this
So
is the best breakfast.
the Benedicts, you know, there's very few ways. So here, you have like
Oh, dripping.
dripping amazing yolk, and then the hollandaise.
Mm.
I mean, I'm just gonna be ugly delicious.
Wow. That hollandaise sauce is next level. So light, so rich. What a great way to start the morning.
I haven't eaten this in a while, but how good it was.
Yeah. So top, what's next for you? How do you see your work evolving? Big questions, chew faster.
I want to integrate my life back into the community in Phuket. I've really missed it, but I haven't. I've been coming back and forth for like 2 years. I haven't gone to the beach once. Depressing shit, I know. So, you know, I'm a Phuketian at heart. This is home for me. I love the island so much. I love what it represents. I love the people who live here. You know, the lifestyle that I embrace. And you know, I just want to see this place succeed. I want to, you know, return the trust that my business partners gave me for the luxury of opportunity that they have, the trust they've instilled in me. But most importantly, you know, the team that we have. All our staff is from within the area. They're all local. And, you know, we only have one expat, which is Heidi, the restaurant manager.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to give back to the community through food, education, teaching, knowledge, you know, and seeing them grow both professionally and personally. So, again, I'll end with the fact that it truly is a love letter to the island that I grew up in.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And you know, you mentioned before, fine dining can just be cooking for wealthy people, but actually you can be an inspirational leader to people maybe who otherwise wouldn't be exposed to this level and this caliber
Yeah,
of dining.
of course. I totally understand.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
So, well, thank you for making me the world's best breakfast. Thank you for your time.
My
I
pleasure.
will be back here tomorrow for my lunch. And good luck with this venture. This is amazing.
Will do.